Hey everyone, this is Sandy with Sandy's Crafty Creations, and this should be the last day of my November tutorial project, which I didn't start until November 30th, so of course we're in December. But should be the last day. I think I'll be able to finish online basically what I want to do. There might be a few things I do later on, but for now this will be the end of it. Now all of this stuff is not attached down. What I did offline was I went through my Graphic 45 Christmas Carol papers, and I took one of the sheets, this one here, and it's called Christmas Carol, that had the scene, the house in the snow scene, and I fussy cut out one of the buildings with the steeple, some of the carolers, and a section of flowers, and the words A Christmas Carol, and I've just laid them on my book. This is how I decide what I'm going to want to glue down. So I kind of audition my elements and embellishments and ephemera and cutouts and things that I want to do. Then I had I had bought at Flossie Scrapper some really pretty Prima flowers. There's 4 in this package. It just says Prima Flowers, a Victorian Christmas. And so this one came off of that. I'm going to use that in there because I just like the colors with the rest of the paper. And then I also bought a package of the Victorian Christmas in the smaller size flowers with the gold glitter on them in different colors, and there's 24 in this pack. So I'm going to use 3 of these darker kind of maroon looking colors, and then I also cut out some of the wording border out of this paper. So what I'm going to do is I've laid it down like this, and what I normally do is I take a picture with my phone, and then I have that to look at as I take everything off and glue it back on. Now it takes some time to glue things on. I am not going to do that on camera simply because it takes up a lot of time. But I am going to be using my Art Glitter Clear Designer Adhesive. It dries clear. It comes out white, but it dries clear, and it cleans up really well any areas that you get on there. For your small, intricate areas, I may put some of this in a little bottle where I can have a real fine tip on it, or change out the cap on one of these glue caps, and I'm going to be gluing that on. And after that, I will also probably add some of the Wink of Stella or some of my Bo Bunny sugar glitter paste, because I like to add glitter. Maybe some snow. I'll see what I've got, and I'll share all that with you, and some glossy accents or the 3D lacquer. I wanted to share real quick that I've got all the fussy cut out pieces laid down. So the house and the horse, the scene here, I did it straight on this side and then fussy cut out the rest. It included the carolers. And then I fussy cut out a piece of flowers, which I glued on top here, and then this big piece of flowers here with this little banner cut out of the paper along the bottom here. So this is all glued down. So now I can show you that inside this I did paint black, and I have a few places I need to touch up, but I did paint it black on the inside, so I like that better the way it shows. Next time I make one, I may paint or stain before I actually put this piece on, so that's that way. And then I wanted to share, I haven't put the Christmas Carol title on yet. What I did is I had it fussy cut out, and then I glued it to a piece of craft cardstock and fussy cut it out again with just an edge of the cardstock, and then I inked it with my distressed stain very lightly to give it that vintagey look, and then I glued it on a piece of red cardstock and very narrowly left a border of red around it and inked it a little bit. So now I have an extra thick title here. So this will make this stand out raised just a little bit, and I'm going to put it so that it's just above the lamppost, I think, and just below the clock, kind of like that, I think. So I'm going to glue that on there with some really strong glue. And then I want to show you, I decided instead of my iPhone, I took the picture after I auditioned it before I glue everything down. I took a picture with my iPad, and it gave me a nice big size to look at to kind of get the general placement back that I originally had planned out. So that's it for now. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so while I was thinking before adding this piece here, I was thinking I want something to create snow. So on Saturday from Flossy Scrappers, I purchased this Carta Bella Designer 6x6 stencil, snowflake stencils. I love snowflakes. And I also have Prima's snowflake paste. I haven't used it yet. I'm not sure if I bought this at Flossy's or not, or if this is something I picked up when I was down in San Antonio in the New Braunfels area at a scrapbook store. When I went down there for a wedding earlier in November. So anyway, I haven't used this yet. So I have my palette knife, and I'm thinking I want to do maybe a couple of snowflakes in here, but I'm kind of nervous. I did some test ones. They don't show up real. I don't think I like these solid thicker ones, but they're not completely dry yet. That one. These I dried with the heat gun. So yeah, I kind of think maybe I want to try it, but then I'm kind of, you know, paranoid, scared, whatever. So let's see. We don't need any of the dots because we've already got dots. So do I want the bigger snowflake? And we could put it over the, just don't know. Okay, so let's all hold our breath and let's see what's going to happen here. So just take some of this, and what it does, it has glitter in it, or a glitter look to it, so it's really pretty as a snowflake. So I'm just going to put some on here, and I think if you do it thick, it shows up more, perhaps. See, I'm kind of overlapping the roof of the house here. And I don't want to get it in the smaller holes, so yeah. I don't do a lot of mixed media, but a little bit of effect sometimes really works well. So I'm going to scrape some of this off, I think. And then I'm going to let it dry and hope that I like it. So I'm going to gently pull it up. So I'm going to try to put one of these bigger ones over here. And anywhere in the picture that I see snow, like on the roof line, I'm going to go ahead and dab that on there. So it'll be raised effect. Not a whole lot. And I'll try not to get my head in the camera here. So it's already on there for you, and you just need to add the texture. And I'm using the brush so I can kind of control where I'm dabbing this. Okay, so I dried the snowflakes and the snow on the eaves of the buildings with my Tim Holtz gun, and it does turn transparent when it's really thin. So I took the stencil and I added a little more to make it thicker, and I've partially dried them and they're drying now. So now I have my Bo Bunny glitter paste, which this is the sugar, and I'm taking the paintbrush and I've just gone in areas where I think I want a little more sparkle, not thick, but like on the leaves of the flowers to kind of give it a frosty, sparkly look. Of the paper flowers, excuse me, I didn't say that. But you can also add it on your flowers here, and it just gives it a really pretty sparkle. I don't know if you can see that in the camera or not. I'll probably have to hold it up after it dries and let you see. So what I'm doing is just going through and in different areas lightly brushing it with this glitter paste. Okay, I did a lot of work on the cover off camera to save some time, but I want to go over it with you. As you know, I did the snowflakes with the Prima snowflake paste, and I had one here, and I didn't like that it was so solid. It just didn't look right for me. So it's I don't know if it's because I didn't put in the right amount of paste or what, but it's one of these. I like the thinner ones, and I also did double. I dried it and then I added again to the roof. So let me hold this up, see if you can see. See, it's raised here on the roof. Attach this down with the 3D crystal lacquer, the Christmas Carol, and then I arranged the flowers and glued them on with some with the 3D and some with regular glue. And added a button twine. This is May Arts burlap string. I call it button twine in an ivory color. And did what I call a double bow. So it's got like 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually has 4 loops on each side to make it real full. And then I added in 3 glittery beads. They're little balls that I found in my stash. And then I had this little sprig here. It's like little styrofoam balls with glitter on it on a stem, and these are from like a little cheap dollar store Christmas ornament thing, greenery thing for packages or different things. And so I just cut a piece and then just glued it in with the 3D lacquer. And then where that snowflake was that I didn't like, I cut out some more of the paper flowers, so I overlaid it so it gives it a little thicker look here, and then I cut out another one here, so there's flat ones underneath and then one right on top, so it kind of gives it some raised depth. And then of course I did the sugar Bo Bunny glitter paste on lots of the areas where the snow is. I added these rhinestones into the center of the big snowflakes. And then I took my 3D crystal lacquer and I put it on the leaves, some of the leaves, the berries especially. This concludes my book box tutorial. I appreciate everyone who's followed along and who plans to make one. And check back with me later this month in December. Don't know exactly when, but I do hope to do another tutorial on something. So I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.